Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com, and I'll do another quick weekly recap of MMO news and announcements the week ending June 3rd, 2012. Anyway, as you can see from the video playing in the background, the first piece of news that we'll be taking a look at this week has to do with World of Tanks, and the news is on May 29th, Wargaming announced a British tech tree that'll be added to the game soon. The update will add new British tanks including the Crusader, Black Prince, Centurion, and the Conqueror. The tree will offer both fast tanks as well as heavy tanks, and as mentioned before, World of Tanks is a realistic tank-based MMO set during World War II. The game is actually quite popular, and really the only F2P MMO of its kind. They've already added so many tanks to the game since launch, and the new British tanks should keep the game even fresh. Next up guys, a bit of news from WebZen regarding MMO Online. Yes, MMO Online, this is the game that originally released back in 2001, and it's actually still around and looks a lot like Diablo 1. On May 31st, WebZen launched the latest expansion pack to MMO Online. The new expansion introduces the new elemental system where 5 elements can be attached and found on weapons. Also in the update is a new map of Archeron and the new Arca Guild War system, and most importantly an additional 100 master levels of advancement. MMO Online is definitely an older game as you can clearly see, but it's still popular and some people do still play it. Up next, on May 30th, a small update for Spirit Tales launch which introduced 3-way guild battles where guilds compete for control over strategic zones called totems. Players can earn points by participating in PvP, which can be later redeemed for an exclusive attack beast mount. Next up on May 30th, Nexon released some interesting statistics about MapleStory. MapleStory is certainly one of Nexon's, well actually definitely Nexon's most popular MMORPG, and Nexon announced that the game has reached over 9.2 million registered users in North America. The game has also seen over 35 million characters created. I like to point out though that the game, even though MapleStory is pretty huge in North America and pretty popular here, the game is much more popular in both South Korea and China. The player base over there is huge for this, and MapleStory in the US is definitely one of the most popular free-to-play MMORPGs, and it's been pretty popular ever since launch. And moving right along with some actual news, the SMITE closed beta officially began on May 31st. If you haven't heard of SMITE, it's a free-to-play MOBA-style game published and developed by Hi-Rez Studios, the same company behind Tribes Ascend and Global Agenda. Also worth mentioning is that from here on out, the game won't receive any more character wipes, and all progression will carry on through into open beta as well as full release. CB is launching with 17 playable gods, with more likely to be added after the game actually launches. SMITE looks a bit different from Dota/League in that the game is actually third person, with Dota 2 going free to play and League still extremely popular. We'll see if SMITE can actually compete with these two huge titles. Up next, on May 31st, Luvinia Online launched the Yukata's Tome expansion, which, as you probably guessed, guys, adds a new Yukata's Tome instance to the game. More importantly, though, the game's level cap has been raised to level 89. On top of that, a new enchanting system is also available, and players now gain new combat points for PvP. And if you didn't know, Luvinia is published by Outspark, who also publishes Fiesta Online. And despite all the new game launches from Outspark, Fiesta Online still remains Outspark's most popular game by far. Next up, WebZen announced that closed beta signups for Arctic Combat are now open. Arctic Combat, by the way, used to be called Battery Online, but it was later renamed to Arctic Combat. Signups for the beta will be available until June 6th, and only a limited number of players can actually be accepted into this round of closed beta testing. With no official open beta date or release date announced, it could still be a while before the game is actually out. On the positive side though, the game looks pretty awesome, at least visually. I can't quite judge the gameplay based on this random gameplay trailer quite yet. It actually looks a lot like Alliance or Valiant Arms though, at least graphically. Up next, City of Heroes, the superhero-themed MMORPG from NCSoft, released issue 23 titled Where Shadows Lie. The update introduces several new areas, most notably a new area called the Night Ward, which is a level 30 to 35 co-op zone. Several other areas have also been added to the game, and the Praetorian War and Emperor Cole storylines are finally finished. On the non-gameplay side, improvements have been made to the game's chatting system. All players can now join a server-wide chat channel, where free, premium, and VIP channels can all communicate easily. A server-wide chat channel is actually really convenient. The only problem I can foresee is if there's any bots or spammers to fill it up, but hopefully they'll take care of that. And if you didn't know, actually, City of Heroes was the first superhero-themed MMORPG, and since then, Champions Online and DC Universe Online both launched. Next up, on June 1st, Conquer Online announces Dawn of the New War expansion, which sort of sounds like Dawn of War, the Warhammer 40k MMORPG. The expansion introduces new content and balance changes for all of the game's classes. Warriors will get 2 new defensive skills, and the ninjas gain 3 new skills, while archers also get some retweaks as well. TQ Digital will release more info when the game is, when the update is closer to releasing, which I suspect will be later this summer. Up next, some good news from CJ Internet, the makers of Uncharted Waters Online. They announced on June 1st a brand new free-to-play MMOFPS titled Sin Streets, which I'd love to show you guys, but there's no trailer for it quite yet. All we have is this concept art with 4 ball dudes, and the game is being developed by the same folks behind the popular Sudden Attack game, and the game is dubbed an urban action shooter, which will release sometime in Q3 2012, which is actually in the coming months, but that may be the Korean release date. No official release date has been announced for the US though, but it should probably launch by the end of the year. Also on a side note, CJ Internet just opened a new office in California, so they'll be focusing more and more on releasing F2P games in the US, which is always a good thing. The next and last bit of news this week is from Smashbox Champions. On June 1st, 2012, Kiz Studios announced the closed beta for Smashbox Champions has officially begun. And if you haven't heard of Smashbox Champions, I don't blame you. It's actually a 3D cartoony MOBA style game that supports up to 10 players in a single game. It features 4 unique game types, 5 arenas, and 500 customizable items. With the huge success of League of Legends and the huge beta popularity of Dota 2, I'm not surprised to see more and more MOBA games launching. I actually like the game's cartoony visuals, and the time will tell whether the game is successful or not, but there's still no official release date for the game. Just a closed beta has begun. Well, anyway guys, that's it for MMO News and announcements of the week ending June 3rd, 2012. Now if you want to read about or learn more about any of the news mentioned in this video, simply head on over to MMOHut.com/news, and if you want to discuss any of this video, simply head on over to MMOHut.com/forums. Anyway guys, this is Omer, signing off.